Good evening. Are you having a good week? On this fine Tuesday. I get recommended the strangest channels. Maybe it's because I watch really strange people on YouTube. Are you... live chat. Hey, hey, I wanna feel your body on me. Hey. Woman dies after eating raw mushroom. So we're gonna watch Amber's new video titled I'm having a hard time ... Very foreboding, very ominous. Hey, hey, I wanna feel your body on me. Oh my god, I'm so sorry to hear that, Brittany. Hopefully this stream can cheer you up. Sorry for your loss. On my way to get a tattoo, do you think they'll let me watch? Don't tattoos take a while? I'd imagine. Why wouldn't you be allowed to watch a YouTube video while you get a tattoo? You're the one paying for it. You know? Oh, did y'all see my shirt? So, like, it's kind of hard to see because of the green screen filter. But it's like when SpongeBob goes, imagination. But it says, girl world. Isn't that fun? Isn't that fun? I heard TikTok is banned now. I thought they had 9 months or whatever. You know? Eugenia would love that shirt. Why? Eugenia's in Magic Kingdom. Mary did good. Mary did do well. Alright, so let's get started with this, if that's cool with y'all. We are going to listen to Amberlynn's return to social media after a week of taking it off after her very dramatic The Truth About My Mom video. So we're going to see how Ms. Girly Pop is holding up after the craziness that went on last week. Yeah, she was just at Disney. All right, y'all. Let's get physical.
Kind of like check in. Hey guys, so welcome to a new video. So I figured since I have been gone for a little bit of time that I would come back with a Q&A just to kind of like check in. And I just didn't want to just like throw up a vlog and be like, hi guys, and act like I didn't disappear, because I did. So let's do the Q&A. There is 15 questions and I had you guys ask me these questions from Instagram. So let's get into it. So the first...
No one is asking these questions. I mean, maybe like one or two, but I think that Amberlynn writes these all down when she journals and then just kind of runs with it. I mean, the way that these questions are worded, they're very formal. And I just don't see a lot of people sending in formally worded questions on Instagram like this. Like MLA format. Like a type of question you would see on like an AP exam. You know, like which of the following. They all sounded like she sent them in. Yeah, they do. They do. Has there been a replacement for the Reddit yet? I don't know. Not to my knowledge.
First question is, why haven't you been uploading? I got a lot of like, where are you? We miss you. Why haven't you been filming and uploading? And it's because of everything that happened with my mom. I got extremely triggered.
So everything that happened with her mom that she brought on herself. I mean, I'm just saying, when you choose to come onto YouTube and bring it to everyone's attention and get on here and scream and cry, that makes it 200 times more visible and talked about than if you just rolled your eyes like any other time. The information that has been out on Amberlynn's mom has been in the community for years now. The whole dog thing, years. She's never choose to address it or talk about it. So I don't know why she has this tone or this stance of, well, everything that went on last week, everything that came out about this, like this has been out for a long time. A long time.
And it was hard. It was hard for my mom. It was hard for me. And it kind of just like made me kind of just go into a shell. And it wasn't even just with YouTube. It's been just in general. And I've just been having kind of like a hard time. And that's just me being honest. So the next question is, how have you been feeling mentally? I feel like that was a good question to have on here. I haven't been doing that great. I have been feeling extremely low and depressed. And it's been kind of like dark. So I had to take a step back. And I told myself that I'm going to wake up today and I'm going to kind of like fake it till you make it. And I'm going to just try my hardest to be an adult, film. I had cameos that I did, which...
She said that she wasn't going to talk about the mom situation again, but this entire Q&A is addressing the mom situation. How convenient. I do remember in her last video, she did say, and this is going to be the last time that I'm talking about this. I'm not going to come back and I'm not going to clarify this and I'm not going to clarify that. And now here we are with just that. Are you getting an Amberlynn and Chantal wig? How would I get a Chantal wig?
I thoroughly enjoyed. Those made me very, very happy. So thank you guys so much for requesting cameos. Like, it means the world to me, truly. And now I want to go back to like doing things that I love, because I have lost all interest in pretty much everything. I have just hit a very low point. And I'm trying to...
I mean, what did you have interest in prior to this? I mean, she acted like she was riding a high and she was doing everything that she wanted to be doing in life, and then this brought her to a rock bottom. You know, it's just, in my opinion, it's just a little bit playing victim. It's like, this really took a toll on me. A bald cap? a bald cap.
I just pick myself back up. Next question is, what's the update on you going back on Ozempic? So I definitely do want to go back on something like that. So there is semaglutide, which I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing that right, which you can get at med spas, which someone actually contacted me on Instagram and told me about it.
These infamous Instagram contactors. Amberlynn gets all of her info about everything in life via Instagram DM. But this is a good move for her. This is what I wanted for her. This is what I advocated for her. I said, if you don't want to pay over the counter for Ozempic, you can go to a medical spa and you can get this injection once a week, once like every other week, something like that. And it's a fraction of the price had you paid for Ozempic without insurance. So, yeah. Semaglutide and Ozempic are literally the exact same thing. They have, yeah, it pretty much functions the same way. So this is what I've always wanted her to do. I said at this point, there's two things that can bring Amberlynn back around. Inpatient or some type of medical intervention, aka semaglutide. So, but you know what I mean? This is just all talk in my opinion. I mean, until she does it, I'm not really, taking the bait for this. Because she said in the past that she's going to do it, and then, we didn't hear about it ever again. No, it's literally the same thing. Yeah, contacted her on Instagram, not stalking Reaction Channel's lives. But hey, at least she'll try it, hopefully, if she's not lying. The only thing is she would have to go once a week in person, I think. Because I know some people that go to medical spas and do this, but I think at the beginning you have to go in person and they have to inject you, and then after you're an established patient, you get to take it home. So what would eventually be the process for her is she would have to go maybe once a month or once every 6 weeks, and they would send her home with syringes and she would just do it herself. But that's a little bit suspicious to me, because didn't she have wifey inject it when she did Ozempic in fall of 2022? What's a medical spa? It's you can go and get supplements, or you can get cosmetic medical stuff. I don't know if I would call this cosmetic. I mean, you can definitely get cosmetic medical things at a medical spa, but you can just get it from a doctor. I don't understand why she wouldn't be eligible. And I mean, it's not just Ozempic. Because, I mean, there are different versions of it. You don't just have to have Ozempic. So, if your area has an outage of it, and it's oh, we have this prescription, we have Mounjaro, but we don't have Ozempic, or we have Ozempic, but we don't have Mounjaro. It's I don't understand, why her PCP would not prescribe it for her. I don't get it. So, see, this is why it's a little bit fishy to me. Why does she have to go to a medical spa to get it when she could be very, very eligible through a PCP? She said she's not eligible. I don't see why she wouldn't be. I don't too. Medical spas are usually for the wealthy. Not necessarily. I mean, getting filler and Botox and stuff like that. I mean, wealthy people definitely do that, but I don't know if it's exclusively for wealthy people. And, you know, Amberlynn's not poor. That's another thing you gotta remember. Amberlynn makes good money. Does she even go to a doctor? I guess. She doesn't have a PCP in Oklahoma yet. I mean, like, if I was Amberlynn, and I was, like, facing all this, like, medical anxiety all the time, getting established with a doctor would have been, like, one of the first things I did when I moved to Oklahoma. But if I was Amberlynn, I would be doing a lot of things differently. So who knows? According to Instagram, she's not eligible. I don't, whatever. Okay, she's not eligible. Regardless, okay, then she goes to a medical spa and she gets the semaglutide injection. I doubt she has a PCP.
Actually, one that's kind of near my city. I am interested in it. It's going to be cheaper than Ozempic. So I am going to call the med spa and I'm going to set up a consultation. So that is something that's going to be in the works. Next question is, do you think you'll stay in Oklahoma for the foreseeable future? I think for now, I definitely want to stay here. I love everything about Oklahoma besides the weather. There has been a lot of tornadoes lately. I hope everyone is okay. It's definitely scary. I have a lot of anxiety when it comes to tornadoes. You guys.
She loves Oklahoma. I mean, she doesn't really have a choice. At this point in the game, Amberlynn does not really have anyone in her personal life that would be able to help her with everyday life. When you are a quarter ton or close to a quarter ton, you need some help. That's just the way it is. You need some help. So the only person really at this point in the game that could help Amberlynn with everyday life like this, or is willing to, is family. So she's in Oklahoma whether she wants to or not. I think that if Amberlynn were to be able to have gotten some help in Kentucky, she would have stayed in Kentucky. Because I don't think that she wanted to make this move. This was big for her. I mean, having to, get all her shit packed and move across the country and everything. Like that was a lot of work for her. And I mean, we're not too big on work around here. So I remember when she and Wifey first broke up, it was kind of like, well, if Wifey leaves, is Amberlynn gonna, get some maybe some what are those things for people for old people when they move into those homes and they get assisted living? Yeah, it was kind of well, is Amberlynn gonna hire someone to kind of function as her assisted living nurse or something like that? But my mind immediately went to, oh, well, she's going to move with her mom, because she had been talking a lot throughout season 5 about how she has, rekindled with her mom and she's on good speaking terms with her. So it's obviously she's going to move to the mom because the mom can help her out. Even with family, it's tenuous. Yeah, and I mean, while the mom doesn't live with her, I can imagine that Amberlynn can be a little overbearing at times, so she gets a little bit irritating. But I think that she's walking on eggshells, and I think that she's trying to really keep things good between her and her mom, because what other choice would she have? I mean, if she didn't have a good relationship with the mom and there wasn't anyone else to take care of her, I mean, she would have either had to really kick it into overdrive to get a new caretaker in, or set up some type of thing where someone comes to the apartment every so often and helps. So she needed a driver. Enter Mama Lynn. How would a 500-pound person not be eligible for weight loss medication? The only way that I see that working, or being credible, is if she doesn't have a PCP. Like, truly, if she doesn't have a PCP and she just goes to like Med Express or something, I don't think that you're able to get medications like that through like walk-in clinics or whatever. But like that wouldn't make sense because she said that she's not eligible. Like, you would be eligible, you just haven't had anyone to prescribe it for you. You know? She's definitely eligible. I'll believe it when I see it. But I'll tell you what. As soon as she starts the semaglutide stuff, she will start shedding the pounds because we've seen it before. She got down to 470 like it was nothing, fall of 2022.
Know that. So it's kind of ironic that I'm living in Tornado Alley. Ugh, that's like literally the only thing I hate about it. I don't know how I'm gonna do this summer because that's when it gets real bad. So I am kind of dreading that. But as for everything else, like, I love living here. I love being around family and I'm creating a life here and I love that. Next question is, do you think reaction channels should delete their videos where they said false statements about your mom, because technically that is defamation? That's a hard question. I don't really know, because when I think of that, like, I think of myself. Like, I have said some things in the past that weren't true, even though I thought.
Defamation? Defamation. So here's the thing about that. Amberlynn's mom had a permanent record that had a charge on it. That we've all been over this. It had the permanent record, it had the charge on it about the dog and everything. And I and a lot of the other reaction channels talked about it. It was there. It was in writing. Like, so to just talk about something that was on someone's permanent record, how in any way is that defamation? I mean, we're going to get to eventually, like, the clarification on the whole service dog thing and everything. But, I mean, just, like, in and of itself, like, that specific scenario, how is talking about someone's permanent record that's public information defamation? I would love that. I would love for that person to answer that question. The Q&A is pure lie-fueled narrative control. I think that this Q&A is very manipulative. I think it's very gaslighty. I think that it's very victim-driven. We're going to get to it. Little bit by little bit. Bestie for the Resty 2008. Sorry I missed your membership when we first started. Love all you girls. Let's all BYOB to this party. Ooh, did y'all BYOB? I did. Mm-hmm. Thank you so much, Bestie for the Resty. Welcome back for your third month. Hi, Ern. Hope your day's going well. She sounds like she wrote that question. Jordy, she has mentioned the service dog rumor in lives before, as recently as August of last year. So, you knew it was there. You acknowledged it was there. I mean, we're going to get to the whole keystroke error typo thing in a little bit, and I'll share my opinion on that. But if, like, it's just wild to me. Like, if you knew that this was being said, like, did she really just think it was like a rumor? Like, it was just like another thing that people were speculating on and she never looked into it? I mean, that's a pretty serious accusation. I mean, wouldn't you want to look into that a little bit? It's like, oh, you know, my mom's permanent record has this on it and it didn't happen. Maybe I should go about amending that. You know, it's just... That's kind of like, she could have shut this down a long time ago. It's like, Why not in the video last week, instead of saying it's someone with the same name, why didn't she say, well, actually, that was put there on mistake? Even if it was a literal lie, she couldn't win a defamation suit. I mean, I don't mean this to be shitty, but like we've speculated and we've like played around with theories about like, oh, if Amberlynn took this person to court, if this person went to court with Amberlynn, like, you know, if they copyright struck this person, like, but like, in order to win a court case, you have to go to court. I don't mean that to be shitty. I'm just saying. Kind of like the whole I want to interview Trisha Paytas, or I want to go on the Trisha Paytas thing. It's like, girl, I mean, in order to do that, you got to go to LA.
They were at the time. It doesn't mean I'm going to go and delete them or anything like that. So it's like, do I want to hold the same standards for reaction channels? I mean, in the sense of like the reaction channels that like really truly were like, yeah, Amberlynn's mom did do this. Like, it is defamation. That is technically like...
Y'all, when am I gonna get over this cough? It's annoying because like every time I cough like that, it's like a pounding headache. And, like, I can't be as giggly, like, in the videos and everything. Like, please don't die, Jordy. Like, whenever I go to giggle, like, it gives me this tickle in my throat, and it makes everything worse. So. Okay. So, apparently, past live streams or videos that reaction channels have made talking about Amberlynn's mom's public permanent record is defamation. I will not be taking down my live stream. I don't know how some of the other reaction channels feel about it, but I am pretty safe, firm, and secure about my live stream not being defamation. Like, here's the thing about that. If you can't even get... Because I'm sure that she reported that live stream and everything. But if you can't even get YouTube to flag something as like a community guidelines violation or like, you know, breaking the rules of YouTube, how do you expect to win something in a court of law? You know? You should see someone about that cough. It doesn't sound good. I did. I went yesterday, actually. They gave me benzonatate, and I have like this like syrup I take before I go to bed. It won't be long now, Jordy. Whoever has my voodoo doll out there, knock it off. Nori, thank you so much for renewing for a second month. Welcome back to the members. I don't know what to say. Well, that's okay. Sometimes we don't have words. That's all right, Nori. Welcome back. She's monetized her mom's arrest record for a decade, but now it's defamation? Well, it's defamation because someone else said it. It's only a problem if someone else talks about it. Amberlynn can talk about everything that her mom has done that's been bad for years and years and years, but if someone mentions it, defamation. You're not allowed to monetize my mom's mistakes. I am. You picked up a Sonic slushie in my honor. I'm not a big Sonic slushie fan. They're too syrupy. Too much liquid, not enough ice. But you enjoy.
The term for it. Do I think they should delete the video? I guess maybe morally it makes sense to do that, especially because they were so wrong. Like, if you guys didn't know, like, this whole thing about my mom.
I mean, like, what were we wrong about? I mean, like, who honest to God knew that this, I mean, like, we're going to get to it. We're going to get to it. Like the whole typo and everything. But like, what were we wrong about? You know? I don't know. Like, am I in the wrong here? Like, am I doubling down? Do I sound like an idiot? But it's just like, at the time, Amberlynn's mom's permanent public record about the statute or whatever that violated harming a service animal or whatever. I mean, like, who was to know that, like, assuming that's true and everything, who was assuming, or I mean, who at the time knew that that was the case? I'm being called an am baby for disagreeing with Jordy's opinion. Who'd called you an am baby? No, I just haven't gotten to it yet, Brittany. I'm sorry. I'm a little bit slow. But I do get to them all. I just think the people that were saying things like she should be locked away for life was a little extreme. I mean, hey, anytime that you get animals involved like that, people's emotions get really flared up. Hi, genetically modified pantyhose. Were you reading from a government website or pages on Kiwi? It was a page on Kiwi. I thought court documents were rarely typoed. We're going to talk about it. We're going to get to it. She gets to it here in a second.
Mom has just been really hard because we knew it wasn't true about my mom doing something to a service animal. And I guess supposedly there was a reaction channel who ended up calling the court place. And it turns out that it was a technical error, a keystroke error. And it's like, me and my mom knew that she would never, ever in a million years do something like that. She has made a lot of mistakes. Like, you guys have seen her record.
Alex's shook called the courthouse and talked to someone. So last week, if y'all don't know what this is about, it was Yaba's wife, Shamrock. It was her. She called some court in Oklahoma and talked to someone. I didn't listen to the exact conversation that she had with the person that worked at the court or whatever. But I mean, did anybody listen to it? Let me ask this: did anyone listen to that? Like, what did that court clerk say exactly? Did they say, we're not really sure why this is on this person's record, it's probably a typo? They said it was a technical error. Did they say that they would be amending it? Like, did they say that they would be going in and they would be saying, no, this actually, like, did they, let me ask this, did they verify that it was a mistake? Or was it just kind of like, oh, it might have been a typo? How does a court mess up something like that? I mean, shit. I mean, if you have on your permanent record that you abused or unalived a service animal, I mean, that's pretty serious. No, she read and showed the papers. No, they said it was an error and that they would amend it. They did verify it. Okay. They verified it that she was not charged or convicted with it. Okay. How did the clerk know that it was a typo? It was a long time ago. Well, I think what happened was Amberlynn's mom has another charge, which was of her attacking the grandma It wasn't a service animal. It was the grandma. So the mom, Amberlynn's mom, attacked the grandma, and I guess like in the statute that she pled guilty to, they typed it out incorrectly, so they had her on record attacking a service animal instead of a person. Which, I mean, like we'll talk about it in a second. This is kind of the whole like I mean like the vindication arc. It's like, are we what are we doing here now? It's like, okay, she didn't attack a service animal, she attacked an elderly person, so it's like all sunshine and rainbows now. I mean, that's kind of what I saw with Alex's video. It said Amberlynn's mom is innocent, and then parentheses, kind of. And why would they have not resolved this ahead of time? She probably just didn't care. Amberlynn probably just assumed that this was a rumor. And that the fact that this was online and people were saying this about her mom, she was probably just thinking, well, this is just something that someone made up. They probably never cared to actually look into their permanent record. But like, you know, like, I mean, which sort of things does that affect? Like, if you have a permanent record, like such as the one that Amberlynn's mom has, I mean, like, you would think like that would affect your ability to work. I mean, like, you know, like, don't you think like your employer or whatever would ever say like, oh, by the way, we have on here, you know, or I mean, at that point, like when you have a record like that, it's just kind of like assumed that your employment opportunities are going to be pretty limited. Shorty, she saw her mom's record and mugshots. I love how Amber pretends that this has impacted her and her mom so much, yet she didn't even watch Sam's video. If it was so important to her, she would have watched it and verified with courts herself. Yeah, like, if tearing your name through the mud and everything like that, I mean, if this really means so much to you, and, you know, to make it like a final stand, it's like, no, I didn't do this. This never happened. It's like, wouldn't you care to put a little bit of effort into getting to the bottom of it? Yes, but a decade is a long time to maintain a clean, healthy lifestyle. They will also look at that. Jordy, maybe the charge was dropped. The DA sometimes presses charges and drops them. Well, for this specific charge that we're talking about, it said pled guilty. So I don't think that they would have dropped a charge that someone pled guilty to. So I'm more likely to believe the theory that this was a typo and that she pled guilty to a different crime. It was just being registered as like the service animal violation. Wouldn't it be removed then?
It's just like, how is she supposed to move on from something that she did over a decade ago? Like, she has literally made amends and has taken accountability and has been sober for 9 years. Like, it's not like she made, you know, bad mistakes and then didn't make amends and didn't take accountability and didn't change who she is. Like, I have gotten so many...
I mean, we don't know that. You're sitting there and telling us that. We don't know that. Amends and accountability and became a whole new person. I mean, shit, we don't know that. Didn't she plead guilty to attacking her mom? Yeah. Brittany Marie, thank you so much for your super chat. Random question. Do you have any pets? And when is the merch coming? Play with it. When is the merch coming? I don't know. Should we have Mary? Should we have Mary be in charge of merch? The SpongeBob Girl World shirt? Maybe I'll have to talk to Mary about being in charge of merch. Maybe. Thank you so much for that, Brittany. Hi, Lori. You can plead guilty to a lesser charge as part of a plea deal. That's the shirt she brought you? Yeah. Yak merch. Why is SpongeBob brown? It looks normal in person. It's just because of my green screen filter. It makes it look weird.
Messages from people where they were like, the only type of person who can't forgive your mom is someone who has never either A, suffered with drug addiction or have known someone who has suffered with drug addiction. And I think that makes sense, because if you don't understand something or you've never been through something.
See, this is the part of the video where it gets a little bit preachy to me, a little bit sanctimonious, and I don't think that Amberlynn would be able to take... I don't think that she's the type of person that should be saying something like this, because not even a year ago, we heard her tell Destiny on live stream, I have tea on your brother. He's a coke addict. So it's just really kind of funny to now hear her sit on the couch with this very serious tone and look at us and get all preachy and say, the only type of people that wouldn't ever give, my mom any forgiveness are the type of people that just don't understand addiction. It just comes off preachy. It comes off preachy. All these questions, but not one about Destiny's brother. Oh, well, no. I mean, why would she ever talk about Destiny's brother? I mean, we'll just roll our eyes and not talk about that. So I think in this scene right here, I think what she's trying to do is she is trying to make reaction channels and anyone in the community that isn't kissing the mom's ass come off as callous and insensitive. She's made amends. She's a new person. You guys don't understand addiction. I think that she's using the severity of a topic like addiction to make people in the community seem callous so that she can play the victim. That's what I mean when we started this video and I said that this felt very manipulative. Good night, Ilsk.
Then I can see why you'd be like, whoa, that's not forgivable. And I understand that to an extent. But truly, I feel like what matters is that
I mean, like, I don't know, though. Like, are you supposed to have forgiveness for something like that? Like, I've said it before, I'll say it again. I don't know if I would have I don't know if I wouldn't have forgiveness regardless of someone, not being of sound mind doing something like that to an animal. I mean, you might have forgiveness for her because it's your mom and everything. Beating her mom up isn't forgivable either. I mean, like, that's like the whole thing here. I mean, like, it was like we shifted from she attacked an animal to she attacked the grandma. It's like, okay, now this woman's a saint. I just don't really get it. She can forgive. We don't have to. Yeah, but if you don't forgive her mom, you're callous and you're insensitive to addiction. we don't have to forgive her because we don't need rides to TJ Maxx. It's kind of like, yeah. And I mean, like, do you think that Amberlynn, like, if this was another situation, Vamp Puppy, you get comment of the night. You get comment of the night. That almost took me out. And it's like, you know, the whole like forgiveness thing. I mean, would you have felt so inclined to forgive your mom if you didn't need her to help you right now? Or if you guys were not on good terms right now, would your opinion on this be differently? It's not our place. Jordy, you look a certain way talking about addiction when you come from an unhealthy upbringing. You have no idea what my upbringing was, Stony Times. I think you're just assuming that. Hi, Elise.
I forgive her. Her mom forgives her, her family forgives her, and she forgives herself. And that's exactly what has happened. And I think that's why, like, all of this just like coming up and like strangers, like, you know, this YouTube channel is mine. It's not my mom. So like so many strangers just like attacking her for stuff that she did while under so many drugs. It's not even funny. It's been hard for her because it's like, it's not something that like a normal person goes through, you know? They do bad things and they either take accountability or they don't, but usually that's like within their family, within their small little group. But my mom is currently experiencing thousands of strangers just like bashing her for something that she did, which she wasn't even truly her true self. And it's just been like really hard for us, I'm not gonna lie. But do I think reaction channels should delete their video? It makes sense if you would, because the information is so not accurate. But like, I also understand if they don't, because it is their job to an extent. So I can definitely see both sides of the situation. So next question is,
Oh, she's such a nice person. Amberlynn's gonna give me her blessing to keep up my live stream because it makes me money. That's really big of her. That's really big of her to allow me to keep it up. Hi, Bunny. I don't think that you guys need to be, I mean, like, obviously, like, you can have discourse and everything, but, like, don't attack Stony Times just for having a different opinion. Like, you might not agree with their opinion, but, like, don't come, you know, like, I see in the chat, like, everybody's saying, like, oh, that's Amber on a sock account and everything. Like, people are allowed to have different opinions, and I'm very happy to have a conversation with them. I mean, I'm not only going to cater to people who agree with me, you know? She won't do anything because reaction channels are her only source of engagement. No one watches her content. Hi, Bugs. Timia Kovacs, thank you so much for the super sticker. Really appreciate that. Gen X Medicaid. Hello, hello. Welcome back for your third month, Gen X Medicaid. Can you believe it's been 3 months? I keep getting these messages from people. I swear to God, my eyes are going to roll out of my head. Someone sent me this message on Instagram. Are you calling me a bully, Jord? I just might be calling you a bully. No, I'm not, Myjan.
Has your mom changed her opinion about going on your channel? So when I first moved here, my mom was very like, I don't want to be on it yet. Like she was just like super shy about it. And it was definitely something she was thinking of doing for sure. And then just as of recently, like she randomly just like showed her face on video, and she's been feeling a little bit more like, oh, maybe we should have like a cooking series on your channel. It's something that we wanted to start. But the minute she showed her face, like this whole thing happened.
See, like this whole little story right here. It's like, my mom, she was really starting to build up a little bit of courage, and she wanted to come on the channel, and I thought that we were going to have a lot of fun, and we were going to be able to bond, and but as soon as she did, the big bag meanies came for her,
and it made her literally tell me, I don't think I want to be on your channel. And that like hurt me, but like I get it. I don't know if she's gonna change her mind. I really hope that she does, because like who she is as a person now, like that's the person that matters. And she did not go through so much hard work to just constantly be held at the person that she was in her addiction. Because if that's the case, who would ever want to get sober if they're constantly being held to who they were then? Like, what's the point of getting sober and improving and taking accountability and completely changing who you are as a person if that's the only thing that people are going to think about when they think of you?
I mean, again, like, we don't know that. Sounds like Amberlynn was pressuring her. I mean, it's like, if this scenario were still about the dog, and the thing about the dog were real, this video would have a completely different tone. She wouldn't have, if the thing with the dog happened, she would have never addressed it to begin with. So that's why she's jumping in here now. I mean, it's like, she didn't attack the dog, she attacked the grandma. It's like, I mean, it kind of just goes back to the, well, I mean, just because you can forgive her doesn't mean that we can. I mean, taking action, doing something to an elderly person like that, if this were still about a dog, this would be a very different tone. But because now it's about an elderly woman, it's different. She's trying to undo the damage that this has done to her chauffeur. Her mom is probably pissed. She already did kind of do that, R-Star. Why does she keep insinuating that if the mom relapses, it's our fault? She's projecting. He seems disappointed it's not about a dog. No, I'm just playing around with a different scenario here. It's like people's heartstrings and emotions are a little bit different about an animal than when it comes to another human. It's kind of like the whole thing of like seeing a homeless person and then seeing a homeless person that has a dog. It's like, oh, look, they have a dog. Let me give them money. But it's like if it was just a person on the side of the road, it's like, oh. Because everything is our fault.
I just don't think it's fair. The next question is, how does your mom feel about you talking about her past on your channel? So that's something that like I've always been super worried about. So even when I first started my YouTube channel, I asked both my parents, like, how do you feel about me sharing, you know, things about foster care or things that, you know, you guys have done that has affected me? And something they've both always have said, which I have always found so like, I just feel very thankful for it, is like, it's your story too, Amberlynn. Like, we put you through these things and our actions have impacted you. So it's not just our story, it's also yours. And I think that's why like I have been okay with sharing certain things about my parents or my past, or like, you know, my mom's record. Like, that's not something actually I would have ever brought up. I would have never like brought up my mom's record ever. And the only reason why I did is because of this whole thing that's happened. 95%.
I would have never brought up my mom's record. I mean, talking about the mom and being apprehended and going to jail, very in-depth stories about the mom and her upbringing and drugs and stuff like that. It just seems so similar. It's like, well, I wouldn't talk about, you know, I'll share every nitty-gritty detail, but I would never talk about her record. It just seems a little bit interchangeable. Didn't she bring it up before? Amberlynn has talked about her mom's issues in depth over many years. The title of her video, My Mom Went to Prison. Yeah, quite literally a video titled, My Mom Went to Prison. I would never talk about her record. Shouldn't she be talking to a therapist? Why would she get a therapist when she has YouTube? Lori, thank you so much for the very generous super chat. Oh my. You're too nice to me, Lori. Way too nice. Thank you so much for all the girly distractions. It's been unpleasant on campus. I've been seeing a lot of stuff in the news lately about college campuses. You should be done soon, shouldn't you be? Like, isn't the spring semester for colleges like first or second week of May? Well, hope you're able to hang on in there, Lori. I think you're turning a corner here in just a sec. But sorry to hear it's been an unpleasant week. YouTube has helped me 100% more than my therapist has. Well, that's good. But she treats YouTube like a video diary. It's not productive. Yeah, I mean, just like, I feel like there's a difference between getting feedback and then just coming on here and treating it like a video diary or just trauma dumping. Because, I mean, like, trauma dumping might make you feel better, like, to tell a bunch of other people. Like, not just keep it all bottled up inside. But does that help you with your problems? Does that solve anything?
One of the things that I have been through, I have never mentioned on my channel, but the 5% that I have mentioned, it very much does involve my parents, and I have gotten permission because they say that it's also my story. And I'm just appreciative of that. Next question is, are you and Valentine still together? Yes, we are. Question number 9, do you think your food addiction is exacerbated by social media? And I would say sometimes, but it's mainly because like I am also like kind of an emotional eater, and when things get rough, I turn to food. And that does happen. Next question, what's something weird you get anxiety about? But like, I have a lot of like food anxieties, and I recently just opened up to my friends about that. It's like some of my really bad food anxieties is like if I have like a double cheeseburger, that's one of them, or like a lot of pasta at once, or pizza. Those are my top three. And by food anxiety,
how did we go from talking about the mom and like addiction and stuff, like eating a double cheeseburger gives me anxiety?
I mean, like while I'm eating it, like for some reason my brain is telling me you might have a heart attack while eating this. And I know that's like not true, and that's...
Well, I mean, I don't know. I think that anxiety is pretty valid. Not all anxiety is valid. Like, you can get worked up about things that aren't real or are irrational. But I'm just saying, if I was a quarter ton and I was eating a double cheeseburger, the thought of having, oh my God, my heart might give out while I'm eating this. I mean,
more than likely not going to happen while I'm eating it. But like, I do get those like negative thoughts. Those are my top three ones. Sometimes I don't get that at all. But if I am getting
negative thoughts, is that what we're calling it? Negative thoughts. All right. Tangled. Oh my God. Thank you so much for gifting 5 memberships on YouTube. You are way too generous, Tangled. Oh my gosh. Really appreciate you doing that. Welcome to our new members. Welcome to the shorties. Enjoy the cute little green star next to your name. Hi, Krusty. Is it a negative thought or a moment of clarity? I mean, if you're anxious about eating something, I don't know. I feel like with yeah, there are some things it would be like some anxiety is not valid. Some anxiety is valid. So I mean, if eating a double cheeseburger makes your internal alarm go off, I don't know, just me hearing this, I think that might be more on the valid side than it just being a negative thought. It's like, oh God, I'm eating a cheeseburger and I could have a heart attack. That's absolutely ridiculous. That is completely unfounded. I'm not going to pay any mind to that crazy thought. Are you kidding me? Like, I don't know if that's like the scenario here.
In that, I usually won't finish my meal. I'll purposely only eat like half of it because in my brain that like makes me feel like, oh, now you have less of a chance of having that heart attack. I know that's like the weirdest thing ever. Or for
I don't think that that's weird at all.
me, it feels pretty weird. So that's why that is my answer for this question. Next question is, how does Valentine feel about you posting thirst traps on TikTok? So I have asked her this because I do get this question a lot. People are always like, why do you post, TikToks like this if you're in a relationship? So then it got me thinking, and I was like, is it weird that I post TikToks like this? So then I was like, okay, I'm gonna ask Valentine, what does she think of it? And honestly, she said she doesn't mind and that she kind of likes it because she gets to also see them and she thinks I look really good in my TikTok. So it's not something that bothers her. She's not really insecure and she's super confident in the way that I feel for her and the way that she feels for me. So I don't think there's an issue with it, but if she was bothered with it, obviously I wouldn't do it anymore. Next question is, does Valentine want to appear in your YouTube videos? She does. It is something we have talked.
We will never see this girl. We will never see this girl. No, lies. Not even an arm. The only reason that we got a little bit of Jade last season is because Amberlynn was still riding the high from season 4 live stream era. She was giddy, she was excited, and when she got giddy and excited on the couch with Becky back then, she talked too much. And once you say things, you can't really take those words back. So that's the reason why we had Jade as a limited point of view. I would be shocked if a potential side character, were to come on here and show their face. Valentine is a thing of the past. I thought she already said it will never happen. I mean, she doesn't have to, but I feel like it's advantageous for her in this scene right here to say, yeah, she wants to be on, because it like gives the hope to the people out there that want side characters. But I mean, you know, I've been burnt enough times watching her. It's like, I know she's never gonna show another person on camera. Are you kidding me? Yeah, we'll never see another one. She wants to control everything too much. Way too much. Jordy, how dare you say you want a side character? This reaction channel begs for side characters. This reaction channel has begged for my mom to be a side character. I mean, yeah, I want side characters. I want the Amberverse to be what it used to be. But I think that it's just very like, it's kind of like a Great Gatsby way of looking at this show anymore. It's like, oh yeah, let's repeat the past. Let's go back to the way things were. I think it's just having to accept and come to terms with the fact that the golden years of Amberlynn Reid on YouTube are over. And that we're kind of left with this washed up, limited point of view, cards very close to chest, boring person. You want to not be bored. I want to not be bored. It's kind of like it's the exact same thing that's going on with Chantal right now. Everything that happened with Chantal 2 years ago with Nader versus what she's been doing lately with the Middle East. Everybody wants the old Chantal. They want her to live back in Canada. They want her to start dating in Canada. They want her, to go back to the way things were. Great Gatsby is such a good book. We do have side characters. We have her hairbrush and Legos. Where does she find her partners? They DM her on Instagram. The side character to defamation timeline is crazy. Julia97, thank you so much for that. Do you think that she will ever lose weight? If she does one of the two things that I think could help her, yeah, I do. Now, in terms of keeping it off, that's a different story. But she has shown us in the past that it's possible. So, I could. I don't think that her talking about this whole, like, I'm going to give semaglutide medical spas a chance means anything, because she has teased Ozempic in the past before. She said, like, oh, I would be open to the idea of getting back on Ozempic. I would be open to that. That doesn't mean anything, I mean, shit, I'm open to the idea of going to Australia. Does that mean I'm going to go to Australia? I mean, Ozempic was working. clickbait Ozempic. It's kind of like giving people enough rope that they still have a little bit of hope for her. It's like, oh yeah, she's gonna get on Ozempic. Oh yeah, she's gonna have a side character. Oh, like, you know, the better days are coming. The grass is greener tomorrow. But like that has never come. But like, you know, as long as she can still foreshadow hope, or like a false sense of hope that things are gonna get better, then, you know, maybe people will still stick around and want to watch her. But if people like completely gave up on her and found this like just utterly boring, then that wouldn't be good. Mary! Oh my god! Happy Tuesday, Mary. I'm wearing your shirt! Ah, the shirt looks great on you. I was worried that it would look bad on my love sent to you. Oh my god! Mary, seriously, you are like one of the sweetest people I've ever met. Thank you so much for sending that in. And for the shirt! I love it so much. Oof. Thank you so much, Mary. Didn't they just come out with a warning about Ozempic? I mean, there's warnings about everything all the time.
About, and she said that she is willing to be in my videos, but I think that we're both waiting till we're both ready, because I think that's like a really big step. I'm not gonna lie, because I haven't had my partner in videos in a really long time, so that's kind of gonna be like really new territory for me. So I want to just like wait. Especially like I just am not in the greatest headspace right now, as you guys can tell. So I just want it to be like a really good time when we finally like take that next step.
Okay, so we're gonna be waiting for a day that will never come. I want to wait until I'm ready. I'm gonna introduce her when I'm ready. This is like waiting for the stars to align to introduce someone to a YouTube channel. You know, I have to wait until everything is perfect before I start to show my partner. I mean, like, does this girl, I mean, like, I don't know. Does this, y'all think, so, okay, let's play around with the theory that the girl exists. Okay, for all the people out there that don't think Valentine exists, just put that on pause for a second. This person exists. Like, does this girl live near her? Like, is this a local person? Is this someone that visits? Like, you know? I mean, obviously, well, I mean, I don't even know, obviously. I'm supposed to say, like, obviously she doesn't live with Amber, but I mean, if Amber is filming these videos and she's only showing, like, a shot of the corner of her couch, I mean, who knows? Someone could be living with her. Because she's fake. I mean, I'm not ready to show Valentine in my videos. I mean, like, would you even have the opportunity to show her in your videos? Like, is she physically there? Like, how would she, you know, and say, like, the girlfriend lives local. Say the girlfriend lives local and she visits Amber, but they both live separate. Like, how low of a likelihood would that be that Amberlynn met someone locally online without using dating apps? Or maybe it's been Jade all along. Amber's never seen her in person other than FaceTime. Maybe she's already planning on moving her in. It would be hard, not impossible, but it would be hard for Amber to be living in a one-bedroom apartment with someone else and the audience not be able to pick up on it. Because, I mean, you know, you can be careful, but I mean, things slip. Things slip, you know, it's like looking in the background of her videos, like, oh, well, what's this? What's that?
Whether it's like her real name or whatever it may be. Question 13, how do you feel that No Reaction Channel has come out and apologized to your mom after bashing her for something that she didn't even do? So...
Apologized. Amberlynn's mom wants an apology. Did you hear this?
I think there was one reaction channel who did apologize, and that was Alex Shook. So I do actually greatly appreciate that, because he did it. It makes me emotional, sorry. It makes me emotional because he did it like the day he found out that it wasn't true. And there are so many other reaction channels that like...
There's so many other reaction channels out there that haven't said sorry. Like, okay. What is it? Like, I'm sorry that the state of Oklahoma had a typo on your mom's permanent record. I'm sorry that your mom didn't beat up a service animal, she beat up an elderly person. No one owes her an apology. Alexa, play No Tears Left to Cry. We had a reason to believe it, so shut the
Literally bashed my mom. That's how it felt. That's how it felt to us, because it's hard. It's heavy. There are other reaction channels who like spoke on it like the day of, like when they thought it was true, and then they just haven't said anything since. They haven't said anything since finding out that it's not true. And it puts a bad taste in my mouth. And I've always had like a love-hate relationship for Alex Shook, but like there have been instances, this is not the first one, where he has like done the right thing, and I just appreciate him for that, like truly. Like I even told my mom that he apologized, and because my mom knows a little bit about reaction channels, none by name or anything weird like that, she just knows that they exist. And she's also appreciative, and she's also strangely and ironically and weirdly enough appreciative of the person who called the courtroom. And because I feel like the call was made.
Does she owe Destiny's brother an apology? No, of course not. Destiny's brother had it coming. I have tea on your brother. She's always had a love-hate relationship, yet claims she doesn't watch reaction channels. I think that Amberlynn has been involved in watching reaction channels more than ever recently, because she's in that apartment all day by herself. She doesn't have anything to do. She's only going somewhere if her mom takes her somewhere. So, I mean, like, what does she do all day? She was up in arms about what happened to Destiny's dog, but isn't about her grandma. Yeah, she kind of forced Destiny's hand in talking about Cash, the dog that they put down. She basically put Destiny's dirty laundry on forefront to for everyone to look at. And now Amberlynn's mom deserves an apology because she didn't attack a dog. She attacked an old person. I mean, this is just like the wildest pity party I've ever been to. Well, the grandma kicked her out. Yeah, I mean, the grandma's not the one driving her around. The grandma isn't the one taking her to the grocery store. So she's more likely to be on the side of her mom than the grandma. It's like, oh, well, you know, the grandma got attacked. Well, she kicked me out. Why do these girls always have drama with pets? Rip Gracie. I don't, I've just always been, I've said this before, I'm not immediately someone that just, goes and wants to coddle someone just because they start to cry. I see no tears.
Need to prove that I was lying, when in fact I wasn't. I was vindicated. My mom was vindicated. But we are both actually, strangely enough, grateful that that call was made. And, mistakes do happen, even in the courtroom. And that's just proof that things like that do happen. It is odd that someone would call, but we are grateful that it did happen. And I think, my mom had to put me in a different headspace for a minute, because this was just getting hard and heavy. And she was like, you know what, Amberlynn, that person could have not revealed about the error. And I was like, that's true. The person could have called and found out about the error and then just kept quiet. But the fact that they, I haven't seen I don't know if it's a video. I heard that it was a YouTube channel.
I didn't see the video. I didn't watch the video. I don't even know who made the video. But I'm going to codify this into actually what happened. Vindicated. Yeah, she was... Yeah, vindicated. So the charge was a typo. She actually beat up an old person instead of a dog. She was vindicated. This really, what this comes down to is playing on the heartstrings and the emotions of the audience. Does the audience now find the mom to be a better person because she attacked an old person instead of a dog? Because if this were still about a dog, I think that the tone and the attitude would be very different. So the fact that she's confident enough to come on here and kind of be all smug about this and say, my mom was vindicated, reaction channels need to apologize, you just sound silly, in my opinion. You monetize your mother's issues, rules for thee, not for me. Why didn't she call herself to set things straight? Maybe she felt that she didn't need to. I mean, that would take effort. Making a phone call, that would take effort. I'm trying to find my sympathy bone. Oh, Rin Tetsuki, thank you so much for your super chat. I really appreciate that. You would think that she would have anxiety after the potato. Yeah, assuming that story actually happened, where she choked on a seafood boil potato and pooped herself and needed the Heimlich maneuver. Yeah, you would think that maybe that would be a wake-up call, but I don't know. Sometimes the only wake-up call that people register with is their last one. Both are bad regardless. I'm gonna keep believing the potato story because it's hilarious. The only reason she didn't post for a while is because the subreddit is down and she has no original ideas for content. Yeah, I mean, in a way, this did have a silver lining for Amberlynn, because this gave her the ammunition she needed to take down the latest subreddit. I think when Amberlynn YT and Amberlynn Snark were at their pinnacle, they both had about 25,000 members. And I think that's what Amberverse had. So, I mean, the fact that she was able to come on here and she was able to report all the posts on that subreddit for doxing or talking about personal information or whatever, I mean, she was able to get the subreddit taken down. So I mean, this was like an all around win for her. You know, she got to take a week off of work, she got to play victim, and she got the subreddit taken down. I mean, no whammies, no whammies, no whammies. Stop.
I don't even know who it was. I don't know their name or anything like that. So I'm assuming the person made a video and said, you know, it's actually just an error. You know, they could have not done that. So the fact that they did, we are appreciative. So thank you. Next question is there a reason why people think that your girlfriend is fake? So the only thing that I have seen, because I do get messages, is that people think that she's fake because of the timeline, because two of my exes are also in like relationships or whatever. And it makes sense. I understand, because I waited like over 2 months to reveal that I even had a girlfriend. Like, that's the only thing I can think of, because like I have never really been single for that long, so it shouldn't even be surprising that I have a girlfriend at this point. So the last question is, do you have a problem with jealousy? So I'm not really a jealous person. I don't get jealous of other people's money or other people's looks or other people's this or that. What I do get jealous about though is like stuff in relationships. Like when I'm in a relationship, like I am a jealous girlfriend. I don't know if that's like part of like an insecurity of mine or if that's like BPD. I don't know what it is, but I do get kind of jealous, pretty jealous. And I'm actually working really hard on that. And I feel like I have gotten a lot better. The only thing I can do is improve and try not to like show my jealousy too much, if you know what I'm saying. But you know, Valentine actually doesn't mind a little jealousy, so I guess that's a good thing. So that is the end of this video.
Jealousy. Oh my. Oh, jealousy. Valentina is imaginary. Working really hard for Amber means thinking about it for 2 seconds. That's probably why she and Jade broke up, because of her jealousy. Well, she did say, actually, that the reason why Jade didn't rekindle things with her is because Amberlynn had pursued things with that summer fling. There was a time last summer where Amberlynn was telling us, I'm talking to someone new. I'm talking to someone new. And it backfired on her, because she said that Jade realized that Amberlynn was with someone else and that she didn't like the way that that made her feel or whatever. So. Or like maybe the fact that Amberlynn started to talk to someone else showed Jade that she wasn't all in for her. I don't know. I don't know. Desperate Lynn. So I don't know really where we go from here. Do we just go back to vlogs? Will she address things further? What do y'all think? Yeah, poor Twinkie having to listen to this. Is this going to be a new excuse for her diet falling apart? Oh, I didn't even think about that. I mean, my mind has been so far off of the diet stuff. But yeah, you know, maybe if she were to do a weigh-in like Thursday or Friday this week and say like, oh, well, you know, everything that's been going on, I have fallen off track and I've fallen into bad habits and, you know, I started binging, whatever. And then on top of that, she can play victim again, because then it will be reaction channels and the community's fault that she, you know, fell into her bad habits because they brought this on her. Oh, that's a good point, Lisa. I didn't even think of that. Maybe, you know what? Maybe that's our next episode. Maybe that's what the writers are already on. Yeah. This is all a great distraction from weight gain. Do you think she's being catfished? I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe the semaglutide is to lose weight before Valentine arrives. The perpetual victim.
Oh, I know it was kind of heavy for me, so it might be heavy for y'all. I don't really know, but I'm going to try posting some more. So I hope that you guys did enjoy this video, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.
I'm starting to think Twinkie writes these scripts. I mean, I don't know. This has been like the one major shakeup so far of season 6. Like this whole like service animal thing and the mom. But I mean, like, other than that, like, the last thing we saw from Amberlynn that was considered like content or, you know, people like wanting to tune in is probably from last summer when they broke up. I mean, like, nothing has happened since she's moved to this apartment. So, I mean, I don't know. I think it is better for her to pick fights with reaction channels and do this, like, back and forth stuff than to just come on here and show grocery hauls. So, I don't know. Content-wise, it was more entertaining. You inadvertently gave her good content, Jordy. Yeah. Because, I mean, like honestly, like, would y'all rather her come on here and fight with reaction channels or come on here and show her groceries? We just went through the doxing drama. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. What was more wild for y'all in terms of content? The whole doxing thing with the surgeon or the dog thing? The medical misinformation arc? I feel like that was really short-lived, though. The former. The writers are padding runtime. Chantal fighting with reaction channels is more entertaining than Amber doing it. Yeah, the thing about Amber fighting with reaction channels is it's more geared toward playing victim and trying to make the reaction channel look like the callous asshole than Chantal. Chantal, like, she'll come on here and like a big like vein will be coming out of her forehead. Like, that's fun, you know? I agree with you. I do think it's fun. I think it's more fun when Chantal fights with reaction channels than Amber. She dragged out the doxing thing for way too long. We've had doxing, the dog, the laundromat picture. Oh, yeah, the laundromat picture. Yeah. Yeah, the laundromat picture. But the thing about the laundromat picture is that was just like a random person, you know? It's like it's more fun when she fights with like a specific person. It's like, oh, some random person took a photo of me. It's like, I don't know. I want the mom to fight with reaction channels. Chantal is the bigger asshole. And like the fun thing for me about Chantal is like she'll take digs. Like Chantal's more, I don't know, more fun about it. Has Amber ever mentioned you by name? Yeah. Like Amber, I mean, Amber doesn't really, I mean, she will on Instagram, but like in her videos and on her lives, she doesn't really take digs at people. Like she, you know, like last summer when she took those digs at me, like get like on the phone call with Destiny saying like, oh, all Jordy does is no. What was it? He's a hypocrite because Jordy eats in his car. Jordy eats in his car and plays World of Warcraft and lives at home. It was like those three. Like that's funny, you know. But like when she just comes on here and it's just like boo hoo, woe is me. It's like Chantal's very much, yeah. Chantal gets in the mud. That's a good point. Yeah, Chantal's not afraid to get in the mud. The foodie cat thief reaction channel thing was the funniest thing I've seen. Oh, cat thief. You're talking about BBJ. Yeah, we really, that was probably like the biggest thing that we've, well, what was that? That was February of last year. We had February of last year, and then they broke up in July of last year. 2020, I'm going to tell y'all, 2023, that was a good year. It was a good year. I mean, that's when, well, I mean, just like for me personally, like it was funny because like the thing with the cat happened, we had the breakup, and then that's when I started to cover Eugenia. So I mean, like 2023, that was a fun year. It was a fun year. Amberlynn is scared to get in the mud. Why does Amber mention Jordy as the channel that read the charges out loud? I guess it would be because that would be giving me attention. Like, had she come on here last week and said, like, you know, Jordy got on live stream and read out all my mom's charges, like that would have given me attention and more views, I guess. So the fact that she was able to, like, address me without addressing me. Because, I mean, if you think about it, you go back to the one that when she actually, like, physically pulled up my channel and reacted to a video, like, November of 2 years ago or whatever. Now, not once in that whole live stream. We watched it recently. Not once in that whole live stream did she ever say my name. Very deliberate. Aw, thank you, Royal Witch. Lisa Mitchell, sorry I missed that. Welcome back for your 3rd month. Thank you so much for renewing. Hello, hello. What do I need to do to make Jordy love me as much as he loves Mary? I don't know. Maybe next time I announce that I'm going to a concert, you can show up and meet me. She usually reads the reactors' names when she's praising them. I I found Jordy through Eugenia and then got sucked into Girl World. You're not the only one. Poopgate was big for Chantal. Oh, okay, yeah. And you know what? That was still 2023. That happened at the tail end of December. So that 2023 was a good year. It was. Yeah, we got Poopgate. We had, oh my God, we had the whole BBJ and Poopgate thing happen in 1 year. You know, like, I think with Chantal, you know, a lot of people are bitching that it's very boring and it's not, you know, I actually don't think that the Kuwait season is that bad. I don't. It's boring, yeah, but it's always more difficult to find excitement after something was so good. You know, like if the season with her and Nader and Didi was like a 10 on IMBD and the Kuwait season is like a 5 or a 6, it's like, you know, a 5 and a 6, it's like, you know, that's not bad. Yeah, it's not the 10, but it's like, I think people got to remind themselves, like, you know, it could be a lot worse. If she wants to control the narrative so much, just react to the reactors instead of fake Q&As. No, I haven't yet. Chantal's latest video. What is is she, what's her latest? Maybe we could do foodie tomorrow if y'all are down. How many videos? Didn't she do a live? Oh, she's live right now. Noob playing Phasmophobia. See, like, this is the stuff I really don't get. Like, Chantal playing a video game. I don't get that. Oh, boy. My Rice-A-Roni. Oh, wow. She put up, like, a 34-minute video. Holy cow. Whoa, there's like 20, 30... There's like 56 minutes of Chantal. Yeah, we'll probably do Chantal tomorrow. Do-do-do-do. Maybe Cece. I don't know. I didn't think of that. Can we snipe it for a second? It's just here. I mean, yeah, I'll pull it up. I don't know if it's like... I've played Phasmophobia once before. Okay, she doesn't even have a webcam on. So, I'm not going to pull this up on the main screen. It's literally just gameplay. It's not even her. Oh, good lord. There are 119 people watching. Queen Cobra won't stop talking about you. What is she saying? Oh my gosh. I don't really want to cover Queen Cobra just because, like... I don't know. I saw a video of her saying, like, the N-word and stuff like that. It's just, like, she just seems really... not my cup of tea. But... don't. She's unstable and disgusting. She does seem, you know, and it's like, I kind of like, I'm probably even going to regret talking about her in like this blurb right here. Just like the whole unstable thing. It's like, ugh. It's like, who knows what that girl's going to do. It's like with Amberlynn and Chantal, it's like, we can keep our mud in, you know, a confined area. It's like once the mud starts flying out and going in different directions and all that stuff, it's like, ugh, do I really want to get involved with someone like that? Queen Cobra is thirsty for Jordy's attention. It just seems so random. Like, why me? You know? It's like if she wants a reaction channel to cover her, I mean, I don't know. I've never been the type of reaction channel that wants to cover someone because they want me to cover them. I want to cover them because I have interest in covering them. I don't really have interest in covering her. What do you think about Blair White? I don't know who that is. All right, Joel. See you later. Her boyfriend broke up with her. She says a lot of homophobic things. She wants you. She has her eyes set on you. I like that George Harrison song. I got my eyes set on you. I got my eyes set on you. Blair White is a transphobe. I don't know who that is. Blair White. Blair White is an American political commentator. Been centered around social issues like transgender people, feminism, and Black Lives Matter. I personally don't have much interest in covering political drama. Because, I don't know, just like the thing about people who come on the internet and complain about transgender people or Black Lives Matter and stuff like that, it's like there's no changing those people's minds, you know? It's just repeating their opinion over and over again. And then the people who want to hear that kind of stuff, it's like they gravitate toward it. And it's like, yeah, my thoughts are being validated by this person. But Blair is an avid gun collector. Oh God, like Jeffrey. I think they'll shoot me. On you. Blair is a transgender with an actual brain. Wait, she's... Oh, she's trans? Oh. Wait, but she's... Someone said she was transphobic. Which is it? Well, I mean... Please don't platform her. She's annoying. A trans person can be transphobic. Can a fat person be fatphobic? Dip your toes carefully, Jordy. I don't think that I have any interest in Blair. I'm not afraid of politics. I'm just not interested in it. The cat's damn meow. Thank you so much for all those bits. Appreciate you doing that again. You're back for night 2, giving me 1,000 bits. Very kind of you, cat's damn meow. Nicole Gonzalez, I really appreciate your super chat. Thank you so much, Nicole. I just stopped in to say hi. I'm at work right now, and I'm so sad that me and my girlfriend are missing it. Oh, well, you can always be a part of the replay gang. Always be a part of the replay gang. So thank you so much, Nicole. Enjoy the rest of your shift at work. Back to Big Al. There's nothing to get back to. We finished the video. But yeah, I think that it is going to be quitting time here, unfortunately. I think I want to go take a walk before it gets too dark. There's still sunlight for about another hour. I think I'm going to go take a walk. But regardless, thank you to everybody who became a member, renewed their membership, sent in bits, sent in super chats. I appreciate you all immensely. I also appreciate everyone who participated in the chat this evening. Thank you so much for being in attendance for this live stream. We will be back tomorrow, likely, for Foodie Beauty. So we're going to cover Chantal and what she's been up to. And then maybe we'll do a Rage stream. I really want to watch the Rage stream from late December. I wanted to do that 2 nights ago, but I don't know. I just wasn't feeling the best, so we didn't get to it. But all right, y'all. I think that is it for this evening. Thank you for stopping in, and we will be